All right now. We can play like this here. We can hear you. Just know we can hear you. 2 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 1. I want y'all to listen to what it say now. Having therefore these promises, dearly beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and spirit, perfecting Kodesh in the fear of God. The number one thing that messes a lot of y'all up here, y'all don't have no desire whatsoever to cleanse yourself from all the filthiness that's in your heart. Some of you niggas probably don't even like to wash your behind and wash your clothes good. I'm being serious though. I'm telling you, man, because a lot of stuff on the natural side, it show up in the spiritual side. Just like I was telling y'all the other day. You niggas be quick to listen to what your boss got to say. You be ready to do that stuff what he tell you to do. Lord tell you to do something, you just feel like you get round to it when you get ready. You know there's nowhere in the world the Lord should have to be telling y'all the same thing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Don't you know if you did that on your job, you get fired. But see, y'all think the Lord won't fire you. 2 Corinthians 7:1. A lot of y'all think you won't get fired though. But you're going to get fired. And unfortunately, when you get fired, you're going to be on fire. I need y'all to look at Jeremiah chapter 11. Jeremiah chapter 11. I need you to look at about verse 15. Actually, make it 16. Yah called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. For Yah of hosts that hath planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done among themselves to provoke me to anger, and offering incense unto Baal. And Yah hath given me knowledge of it, and I know it. Then thou show me their doings. Now let's sit back and let's look at this. He said this is a green olive tree that bear goodly fruit. He said there was a great noise, and he fired a fire on it, and the branches were broken. Let's look at Jeremiah the 24th chapter, and let's see why. 24:1. Hey man, hey, y'all, you got to sit back and realize this. If I can hear your secondary conversation, that is a problem. And I tell you, if I can hear your secondary conversation, that means you're not paying attention. Because I don't think, truth be told, ain't nothing you could be talking about or discussing that more important than this man's word. That's what I mean when I tell y'all, y'all don't be listening. Stuff go in one ear and out the other, because you niggas got 1,000,001 different things y'all thinking about and worrying about than what this man got to tell you. Yah showed me, and behold, 2 baskets of figs were set before the temple of Yah, after that Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Joachim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the carpenters and smiths from Jerusalem, and had brought them to Babylon. 1 basket had very good figs, even the figs that are first ripe, and the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad. Then said Yah unto me, What see thou, Jeremiah? And he said, Figs, the good figs very good, and the evil very evil, that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. Now we just read in the 11th chapter of the book of Jeremiah that there was a goodly tree that had some good fruit, but he had heard a noise of a great tumult kindled fire upon it, and the branches were broken. Now we looking at a basket that got some good figs that are even like the first ripe fruit. Then we got some figs so bad, can't even nobody eat it.
What time I go to sleep?
Huh?
What time did I go to sleep?
Matthew chapter 7.
I don't know, I was talking to you. No, I'm waking up in bed.
No, you went up and got in it. Because I know Little Muffin ain't put you in it.
Yeah. You didn't put me?
No, I ain't put you. Ain't put your butts behind no bed, nigga. Nigga, I ain't that strong.
You strong.
Hey, boy, hey, boy, you better, boy, where you been at? You better watch him. That nigga got something in him and it ain't right. You better watch him. Ooh, Lord. Matthew chapter 7 by verse 14. Make it 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that lead to destruction, and many there be which go thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which lead unto life, and few there be that find it. That's what a lot of y'all problem is. Y'all want to go to that wide gate. You want to do what everybody else doing. You want to capitulate to your family, to your friend. You don't want the people to be upset with you. So I know you don't love God because you're more worried about what your people think than what God thinks. How in the world, when this man said that any that come unto me must forsake his wife, his husband, his mother, his daddy, children, whatever you got. He said, if you can't forsake everything you got, you cannot be my disciple. I mean, you cannot be my student. I mean, you cannot be my servant. How you going to be this man's servant going in the straight gate? I mean, in the wide gate. How you going to be this man's servant when you desire to be with sinners? I don't understand it. I would rather be alone than hang out with sinners. I would be by myself before I hang out with sinners. If you take pleasure in being with sinners, it's because you are one. There is no way you're supposed to be walking in the way y'all, walking in this way, walking in this pathway, and sinners feel comfortable being in your presence. Them just being around you should make them feel awkward. If they comfortable being with you, it's because you compromise God's word for them on the regular. That's the only way. I got plenty of homeboy. I told y'all, man, Langston tell you when he went out, when he seen me one day coming to get a haircut, and we stopped by our homeboy Dre house, man, that nigga was crazy. That nigga just was looking like he just was waiting for me to just break out and preach it. Or he was waiting for me for him to do something and be like, why are you doing that? Man, I ain't finna say nothing to you, nigga. For what? You already know you wrong. The fact that you acting like that around me, you already know it's wrong. Why would I need to say something? That's why I be telling y'all here, some of y'all will act one way when I ain't present because you want me to look at you one way. Let me not be around. You be who you really are then. Y'all do just like when your parents did when you come around, you act a fool and say, Mama come, you switch it up, get it real like this here. I ain't been doing nothing. I just been sitting here, Ma. I ain't been doing nothing. You been running like a wild banshee through the whole house. Mama come home, you like this here. Shoot, man, I ain't doing nothing. I'm telling you, you gotta watch that. That nigga thought. That nigga process, man. Y'all, some of y'all just like a nigga in jail. Y'all been committed all manner of sin, did all type of stuff. See, man, them niggas framed me, bro. So I ain't really do that. You know what I'm saying? See, them crackers hating on me. Because they want to send a real nigga up the road. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, man, I just a minor setback for a great comeback. All that old crazy stuff you lame nigga be saying out y'all mouth. All that stuff y'all done pulled from these church people and all that stuff y'all be screaming out y'all mouth. I see niggas all the time, won't he do it? No, he ain't did nothing for you, sinner. Straight up. All that type of stuff, and you think that man be happy with them little idioms you talking about? That nigga sitting there, yeah, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna send you to hell, nigga. You walking in the wrong gate, you walking in the wide gate. You going where they going, you doing what they doing. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Ain't that what he said in Amos 3:3? Can two walk together except they be agreed? Verse 14. I already read it, but I'm going to read it again. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which lead unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bring forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bring forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bring not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. Now this man just said that there was a green olive tree brought forth some goodly fruit. Then he said it was a basket of figs. Said it was even like first ripe fruit. Then there was a figs that was so evil, man couldn't even touch them. They were that evil. Now you got to sit back and look at something. You cannot bring forth fruit to everlasting life and you a sinner. It's impossible. See, that's what I mean about you making modifications. See, you can't bring forth good fruit with no modification. You got to become a good tree. Y'all hear me? You're going to have to become. Listen to what the man told you again one more time in the 17th verse of this here. Even so, every good tree bring forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bring forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Now, what y'all think that mean when this man say a good tree can't bring forth no evil fruit? What y'all think he telling them? Huh? You're not going to sin. 1 John 3 and 9. Make it 8. We go back to Jeremiah chapter 11. Then we're going to look at some of this stuff with this wood. Because these niggas were going crazy about this wood, talking about how was Yahshua's sacrifice on the altar. We have to look and see. But we need to sit back and look at this stuff about their fruit first. Because see, a lot of y'all bring forth some real corrupt evil fruit. Which means you can't be no good tree. Because if you was, you wouldn't bring forth the evil fruit. The man told you you're known by their fruit. You think you fooling nobody, your actions showing it. He that commits sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of God do not commit sin, for his seed remain in him, and he cannot sin, because he is born of God. And this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever do not righteousness is not of God, neither he that love not his brother. So you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like to me the good tree bring forth good fruit and the evil tree bring forth corrupt fruit. What y'all say? Now this man just sat back and said he had a basket, one with good fig, one with evil. Said even one that even had the first ripe fruit. So let's look at 1 Corinthians 15 so you can see what that first ripe fruit was in that basket. I'm feeling right now, boy. It's like they feel like they're in hell. How does it in hell? Lizzie. Lizzie. I think it's just because this light is on top of my head.
You start talking.
Oh yeah, that's really gonna work. Yeah, that sounds real good. 1 Corinthians 15 and 16. That sounds real good. Come with a joke that didn't play out back in '86. Yeah, it don't fit. Because you the only nigga around here got a whole live fire in the bottom of your mouth.
You the only nigga hot, and you the only nigga cold.
Yeah, I'm the only nigga sitting up under a light bulb too.
I'm crazy. What's this up?
You ain't sitting directly up under it.
What's that there?
I'm right up under it. Sweating like a hog over here, man.
Look like one too.
So what? So what? I ain't never care about no man talking about my looks. I'm going to be scared. Nigga tell me, you know, you're a very handsome guy. That's going to bother me. I had a CO in prison walk up. He said, yeah, there was this blonde-haired, blue-eyed, strapping young fella. I say, really? You're talking about a man here, sir. That was his exact word. That nigga came to my locker doing the locker search, man. I never, Officer Claude hollered. Gave it a day long. That nigga came to my locker, seen a picture of me, talking about, Barry, you're very handsome, man. I said, this search is over, sir. I need you to step away from my locker. Yeah, that's what your mouth say. This man used to come up to the shower talking about, you forgot your toilet paper, to try to look at a man's swipe while they in the shower. Like that nigga actually tucked the nigga in the bed one day. That nigga got mad when we clowned about it. Like, this man just tucked you in, bro. He ain't tucked me in. That's what that nigga just tucked. Yeah, he tucked him in though. He tucked him in. Tripped me out. That nigga tucked him in. Nigga say, come on. He said, come on, son. Let me put you to bed now. Pat you on your head. I'll read you a lullaby. That dude was crazy, man. 1 Corinthians 15-16. For if the dead rise not, then is not the Messiah raised. And if the Messiah be not raised, your faith is vain. Ye are yet in your sins. Then they also which are fallen asleep in the Messiah are perished. If in this life only we have hope in the Messiah, we are of all men most miserable. But now is the Messiah risen from the dead and becoming the first fruits of them that slept. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. So now we see in this basket with these good figs, there was even the first ripe fruit. Now Paul said in another epistle letter, we seek to be the sort of the first fruits of his coming, at his coming. So I want you to look at something in James chapter 5 and about verse 7 about this fruit. See, if you bearing forth evil fruit, you already know the man told you that with the wheats and the tares. I can't do nothing with this fruit. These tares or these weeds, you know what I'm talking about? I really can't do nothing with them. And therefore, I got to cast them away and get rid of them. Because if I keep them, they don't serve me no purpose. Now, we try to sit back and look at, we don't want to be cast away. 5 and 7 of the epistle letter of James. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman wait for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receive the early and the latter rain. So now we seek for this same thing. To be that fruit that he come, this husbandman come, that he done labored for. Look at 18th verse of the first chapter of the same epistle. Make it about 13. Make it 12. In order to do that, that means you're going to have to get out of this broad way. See, y'all in this broad way, and it's going to cause you to perish. And it's showing that you're bringing forth evil fruit. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempt he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Now I want to sit back and tell y'all, ask y'all something. That's what I was telling y'all about when I say, if you haven't actually killed something, if you actually haven't put it to death, the right situation come up because that lust arrive, it's going to well itself up and you're going to act on it and you're going to commit sin and you're going to bring forth death. Then what he tell you? Then when lust hath conceived, it bring forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bring forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and perfect gift is from above, and come down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be kind of a first fruits of his creatures. So now he just said of his own will, he birthed us through the word, that we should be a first fruits of his creatures. That's what we have to sit back and look at. That's what we got to sit back and look at. That's what we got to sit back and look at. That's the first fruit. How else you going to be the first fruit unless you born of the first ripe fruit, which means you bringing forth the good fruit. Now, what would we sit back and who would know what we sit back and we look at what this man tell us what type of fruit we ought to be producing? Who knows where it's at? Yeah, also, indeed, hold on one second, y'all. Indeed, John told you to bring forth fruits meet for repentance. But what would be those fruits that you would need to bring forth that would be meet for repentance? Well, that's pretty much the same thing. No, you said Romans 8. Well, that's pretty much the same thing. Galatians 5, the fruits of the Spirit. You would need to bring forth joy in God, long-suffering, patience, faith, self-control. These things should be evident that the word has fell on you and died, so you could be that fruit in that basket. But when you still just cook a band-aid on behaviors and a band-aid on ways and doings and a band-aid on mentality, or kick the can down the road hoping you ain't never going to have to deal with something, you that evil fruit. I want you to look at Romans chapter 11. We still holding Jeremiah 11 and Jeremiah 24. Romans 11, about verse 14. He said, if by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. What y'all think Paul mean by he said by any means I might provoke to emulation? Y'all know the word emulation means? To imitate. What did Yahshua tell us? Well, let's look and see it. Let's look at John chapter 5, about verse 18. And then we look at Luke 6 and 40. Because he said, by any means I may provoke some to emulation, which are my flesh, and might save some. So he's talking about Israelites. He said, I hope that I could cause them to imitate me, that by imitating me, because I imitate Yahshua, it might save some of them. That's why he said, brethren, be ye followers of me, as I'm a follower of Hamashiach. So you have to sit back and look at something. If the Lord done set it up for you to have somebody to feed you the word, they following the Lord, he telling you follow them. As they are following him, following the Messiah. We'll look at that there because he told you about it in the epistle of Hebrew too. But John chapter 5 verse 18. Make it 19. Then answered Yahshua and said unto them, truly, truly, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself but what he see the Father do. For what things soever he do, these also do the Son likewise. This is why I be telling, I be dead honest with you, especially for all y'all that got kids. If you see your kids doing stuff, whether it be negative, whether it be positive, you can guarantee 99.9% probability they got it from you. You see your kid be misbehaving or doing certain type of stuff you don't like, you need to sit back and look at, did they get it from me? Because 9 times out of 10, they got it from you. Because you know why they got it from you? Because who children watch? Their parents are outside people. They watch their parents. They watch and see what you do and emulate you. Now you see Yahshua saying, I emulate the Father. Because what I seen the Father did, that's what I do. And he hoping if I can cause you and provoke you to emulate me, then you would emulate my Father. Therefore you would save yourself, now wouldn't you? I done told y'all many times, I always looked and assessed my behavior because I knew my sister was watching me. Okay. You know, I knew my sister was watching me. I knew that. I knew she looked up to me. And what I did, she was going to do. I just was telling Brian earlier. that when I had his daughter, watching his daughter a couple weeks ago, she was imitating my speech and my mannerisms. While I was on the phone talking to somebody, she was imitating. I'm sitting there watching her imitate me. She went to moving on like this here when I was moving mine. She went to try to talk and sound like how I was talking. Now I'm sitting there in my mind, you know what click in my mind? That means even though I live like this anyway now, everything I do, I got this little child watching me. You know what that tells me? That little girl respect me. That means she look up to me. Because if a child go to imitating you, it's because I respect you. I want to be like you. You know what I'm talking about? So when you sit back and you realize this is what Paul is trying to express in this epistle to the Romans. I'm trying to provoke y'all to imitate me. Because if you imitate me, I can save some of y'all because I'm imitating the Son. Because I have been begat by the word of truth to be a first fruits of his creatures. Now we see Yahshua telling them, everything my daddy do, I do. Because he's looking for you. If you imitate me, you'll be imitating the Father. I mean, you'll save yourself. And I tell y'all that on a natural level, you need to watch what you say and do around your children. If your children doing stuff you don't like, 99.9%, they got it from you. And there ain't really no way around that. I just was talking to my little sister before we started that it was stuff my mama did when we were young. I didn't like. I made it a point. I wasn't gonna imitate that. That's just not something I was gonna do. Man, it's serious when you talk about children, man. You have to be paying attention. You have to be paying attention to what you say because they watching everything you do. When you think them kids ain't watching you, they watching you. When you think they ain't watching you, they watching you. And they gonna imitate you. So guess what? If your children don't do nothing crazy, do certain stuff, and 9 times out of 10, because they don't see you doing it. Your children do crazy stuff, yeah, look in the mirror. It's your fault, nigga. Straight up. Then you got instances where, hey, people taught them the right way, showed them better, and them niggas just did what they wanted to do. Just keep that in mind. Verse 18 again. Then answered Yahshua and said unto them, truly, truly, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he see the Father do. For what things soever he do, these also do the Son likewise. For the Father loved the Son, and show him all things that himself do. And he will show him greater works than these, that ye may marvel. For the Father raised up the dead and quickened them, even so the Son quicken whom he will. And everybody loved that verse. You know what Yahshua told the disciples, right? That greater works than these will you do than what I did. Ain't that what he told them? Look at Luke 6 and 40, because we're supposed to have been imitating him. I told you. The disciple, yeah, I appreciate it. The disciple is not above his master. But everyone that is perfect shall be as his master. So now we got to sit back and look at it. If the disciple's not above his master, why are we not emulating this man? Why are you not emulating him? Y'all sit back and get upset with me. I want y'all to look at Mark chapter 16. I know sometimes y'all get upset with me for going off on y'all. I'm going to show you why I don't care.
Why you don't care, bro?
Mark 16.
Tell them why you don't care, people.
Mark 16 and 14. I'm going to tell you why I don't care. So I'm going to show you why I go off on you. I'm going to show you the Lord did the same thing. I'll read it to you in both locations if that ain't good for you. And then I asked if y'all remember what is written at in the law. See who memory good. You can spin it around so everybody can see. He said, afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believed not them which had seen him after he was risen. Y'all know what that means, to upbraid somebody? Y'all know what that means, to upbraid somebody? That means to go off on them. He went off on them. And you know why he went off on them? Because you didn't believe the people that I sent. Y'all want to know why I go off on y'all? Because some of y'all know better and you still do stupid stuff. Then when your face get all balled up and you looking stupid because I went off on you, you think that I care. But I guarantee you can go get 50 cents, put it in a payphone, and you call somebody, and I guarantee you when you get on the other line, they're going to tell you, that nigga really don't care. He don't care nothing about you being mad. Don't care nothing about your face being balled up. You think the Lord cares? He chose these men and he went off on them. Let's see what else he told them in the 24th chapter of Luke. I'm trying to tell you something now. And then I guess we'll go ahead and look at Proverbs 27. Because I think y'all can't handle that. Mighty well. Listen. Listen. Yeah, because I didn't eat none. I just smashed the wings. Lid didn't want it. 24 and 25. Make it 21. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel. Besides all this, today is the third day since these things were done. Yea, and certain women also of our company made us astonished, which were early at the sepulchre. And when they found not his body, they came, saying that they also had seen a vision of angels, which said that he was alive. And certain of them which were with us went to the sepulchre and found it even so as the woman had said, but him they saw not. And he said unto them, O fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. How many of y'all would actually believe that the Lord would call his own disciples whom he chose a fool? And who remembers what that's fulfilling in the law? Who remembers who fulfilled this in the law? Huh? Who know where this come from in the law? Who spoke roughly to their brethren and went off on his brethren? Joseph did. You got to remember, in these instances where we're looking at Yahshua going off on his brethren, this is when he rose from the dead. When Joseph spoke roughly to his brethren, it's when they came into Egypt and they found him. And they couldn't recognize him, they didn't know who he was. Just like the disciples didn't know who Yahshua was. But see, the thing that you sit back looking at, y'all wonder why I snap on y'all. If the Lord snapped on it 12, what make think you ain't going to get it? See, some of y'all be like, man, he always messing with me. Only because I do it openly. I do that nigga openly because that's my woman. She supposed to know better. Yeah, I'll climb my wife in front of all y'all. No problem. Every time, too. She do something else, yeah, you might find out. You might find out about it. You might not find out the first time, but if she do it 3-4 more times, you're going to find out about it. You'll really find out about it when you see she living on the side of the road or in the van down by the river. I know some of y'all too young to know about that. You know, Chris Farley was a real funny dude. He had a character who was a motivational speaker. And he'll just be tripping. He said, I live in a van down by the river. He was a funny dude, but that heroin, man, he liked to get high, man. He liked to get high. Took him on out of here. Your fat behind can't be shooting that stuff up like that. You know what I'm talking about? Stuff make your heart bust. Revelation 3 and 19. But you got to sit back and look at that. And then we'll look at Proverbs 27. Down, but see, I know Delta know because we old enough to know about it. That was his skit right there, man. He coming up, man, down. That's where she gonna be standing at because she don't stand my house. I put a hot plate in there for her. She can make us some Jamaican patties or something. Put some curtains on it. Get some air freshener. She don't need no bathtub, no toilet. She got the river there. Just make sure the manatees don't get you. And don't bathe in the St. John's. Because I can't do nothing for you when you catch whatever that stuff it is in there. That green tide, whatever it is. Yeah, we're going to let her stay in one of them islands right up under the Matthew Bridge. I don't know how we're going to get that van down there. Nigga just jumped off the Matthew Bridge the other day. Going to call his old lady talking about, Son, I'm sorry, I got to go. Stupid nigga jumping off bridges, dumb nigga. Yeah, he did. You know that nigga did. Talking about they waiting for his body to wash up. Now my cousin daddy knew somebody who drove off the Matthews Bridge and lived to tell about it. Well, that's a hard drop, man. Any of y'all who ever been to Jacksonville, folks, and seen that Matthews Bridge, boy, that thing so high. When you hit that water, that thing gonna be like hitting concrete. You out like nigga, if a nigga jump off the Matthews, the Dames Point, the Hart, the Fuller Warren, the Acosta, you done. Even the Wonderwood, you might got a chance you jump off Wonderwood. The only bridge you can live off of if you jump off of it is the Main Street. It ain't that far of a drop. You can make it if you jump off the Main Street. You might break a leg or something, but you gonna live. Well, you might live off the Acosta too, because the Acosta high, but it ain't that high. Depending on what part of it you jump off of. But if you come back, see, ain't nothing dangerous in the St. John. Like, ain't no sharks or nothing gonna get you or nothing. Huh? Hey, I wouldn't know because I didn't get in it. Nigga, that water green. Well, it's just like the Nile River. But I know one thing that's in there. Nothing I want to eat. Definitely, if I had to drink the St. John River water to live, I'm going to die first. Man, I ain't drinking that stuff, man. That water green, man. Water ain't supposed to be green unless you put flavor in. As many as I love, Revelation 3:19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten, be zealous therefore and repent. See, y'all don't be realizing that's why you get rebuked, because I love you. See, but your problem is you don't want to be passionate and turn from the stuff that you're doing. Proverbs 27, I know what some of y'all nigga mentality is. You think I'm just saying this stuff to y'all to be funny or to be mean. Nigga, I be dead serious. I wouldn't even say it if I wasn't serious. I don't know why you don't think, I don't know why some of y'all don't think in your mind that I'm checking you because I just want to do it. I'm checking you for a reason. Proverbs 27:5. I ain't just doing like I'm finna mess with Nicole today. No, nigga, what you did was utterly retarded and stupid. Let me be the first to tell you. Water is right over here. Open rebuke is better than secret love. I'm gonna tell you something. Man, I can sit some of you niggas down and give you an open rebuke. Man, you niggas probably want to fight me by the time I get finished. I'm gonna tell you the stuff ain't nobody else gonna tell you. One day, we'll have an exercise where everybody. See, sometimes I know sometimes niggas do an exercise like that. That's why I wouldn't have the same person that assess you. That's why I wouldn't have you assess them. Cause I know if you had one, let's just say, well, you had Lil Muffin assess Nicole and Nicole assess her. If Lil Muffin go first and she don't like what she had to say, then people's natural inclination is to try to say whatever bad they can say about that other person, cause they mad about what they said first. But see, you know how I break all that down? If Lil Muffin assessed Nicole, Nicole would have said, Brittany, you're not going to come back around and do hers. The purpose of doing that is so that you can hear, what's the word I'm looking for? An objective observation of yourself. I promise to you, man, some of y'all view yourself in a fashion, and that's not you. You might get it in your mind that who you is, but other people sit back and see, no, buddy. No, but I'm for real though, cause I know some of y'all ain't to the point, or you came up with where you run self checks, where you check yourself. That before anybody would have a chance to check you, you had already checked yourself. But see, look at verse 6 and what the Lord says. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Now what y'all think that could mean? Two different things being told to you here. We can look at it on the natural and then we can look at it on the spiritual. Because you're being told two different things right here. Now the first thing you know, I just told you, if somebody your friend, they'll tell you the truth. And they wouldn't care nothing about hurting your feelings. because they love you. But a nigga who don't care nothing about you, they'll tell you, shoot, no, nigga. That nigga shouldn't even say that about you, my nigga. That nigga lying on you, bro. Man, you wasn't wrong for that. That's called a yes man. See, you don't want people around you that's going to stamp your behavior. How many people y'all had around y'all? How many of y'all your whole life had people just told you what you wanted to hear? I know most of y'all had people around you who told you what you wanted to hear. Oh yeah, your people told you what you wanted to hear a lot of times. Yeah, they did. Because you wouldn't do a lot of junk you do now. Don't sit there and tell that lie. Your friends, all of them, don't tell that lie. They told you, they didn't tell you what you wanted to hear according to their perspective. But it was a lot of foul, sour junk you were doing. They didn't tell you about it. Man, it wouldn't matter, man. I'm talking about, man, I could be doing something dead wrong. Mom Duke still benefit the fruits of, still tell a nigga it's wrong. Nigga say, you shouldn't be selling drugs. Yeah, why you keep taking my money then? I remember my mama found my rocks one time for the first time. Man, I was high as a cooler brown, man. I'm laying on my bed, man. I got the rocks. And I know y'all ain't never heard that before, but it's all right. You know what I'm talking about? I got the rocks in a pill bottle. You know what I'm talking about? Sitting on my dresser. Man, Mom Duke, and I had the lights off. I'm just laying in the bed, man. Mom Duke walk in the room, cut the lights on. I said, oh man, she gonna find the rocks. She done pick the rocks up. You know what the nigga asked me? Is you smoking this? I say, nigga, what? How you take the rent bill got paid? Talk about smoking some rocks. Nigga, you better get up out of here. Talk about smoking some crack. Nigga, I'm offended. You know what I'm talking about? I remember she found my weed one time, man. I had like a quarter pound in the closet. Man, that weed had the whole house smell like that. Man, Mom Duke walked back there. She said, man, I found that stuff in your closet. She said, you finna smoke? She said, what you doing, selling weed? I said, no, I'm smoking all that. Truth be told, if my money was right, I would have smoked all that. Wouldn't have sold a gram of it. I bammed it out though. Sold it real quick too. You know what I'm saying? What, smoke a quarter pound of weed ain't that, it ain't as much as you think it is. Ain't nothing but 4 ounces of weed. That ain't a lot of weed. I'm for real, man. What's 112 grams? That ain't nothing. That's nothing. Hey, that's really, I mean, when I first started hustling, that petty hustler, man, there ain't no money, man. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all think that means, faithful are the wounds of a friend? Let's see in John chapter 15. I don't know what it is about your baby, they like to run, boy. John 15 and 13, boy, them babies, they like to run. I guess we'll look at Daniel 9 and 27. I seen a nigga kicking and screaming about that. I lost my page. I get back to it. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay his life down for his friends. Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. This man say he lay a life down for a friend, and this man just said, faithful are the wounds of a friend. Daniel chapter 9, verse 24. It's something else we're going to deal with in Daniel chapter 9, but I ain't going to touch it tonight, though. Soon as y'all heard faithful are the wounds of a friend, y'all should have known what that was talking about. No, that's the Lord. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was faithful. By his stripes you're healed. By the man's wounds you can be forgiven. He just said, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay a life down for a friend. He said, I call you my friends, if you do whatsoever I command you. So that means he would be your friend and his wounds were faithful. Daniel 9:24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy Kodesh city to finish the transgression, to make end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up division and prophecy, to anoint the most Kodesh. Now therefore understand. He said you need to know it, you need to understand it. That from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto Mashiach the Prince shall be 7 days, 7 weeks, and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous time. And after 62 weeks shall Hamashiach be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come and destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with the flood until the end of the war, and desolations are determined. So faithful are the wounds of this friend. Yahshua was faithful. How we know he's faithful? Revelation chapter 3. Let's see how we know he's faithful. Make sure where my verse at. Revelation 3 and 14. Y'all alright? I feel real odd. I got 2 watches on because I didn't want to break or lose the other one, so I had to put both of them on. I mean, I'm for real though. I'd have broke one. Well, I sat on it once. I ain't had no watch bought for it. It just came in the mail today. Y'all can't see it. Some of y'all didn't even notice it. Huh? And you wasn't looking. I bet you did, nigga. See, you my nigga. See, you know, you see, he know that's my nigga. He say, obviously you got both of them on because you ain't want to lose them. Nigga ain't wearing them for both because I put this particular one on because I really like this watch. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't know you had just got it today here.
Yeah, one of them just came in. No, come on, man. I'm going to come out the house with 2 watches on. Yeah, man. Oh, it's a Pulsar Seiko watch that just came in the mail today. The other one, a Bel Air. I paid $20 for both of them. Presidential too, nigga. Day and date. That's the watch. See, that's a grown man watch right there. That's because that's what. See, I'm gonna tell you something. No, I'm gonna tell you something. This why we get the day and date. This why we get the day and date. Because when we were young, you get the day and date because you hoping, boy, my grind get up, my money get up, and then I can go get the real day and date. Rolex, presidential, and if I'm lucky, diamonds in the bezel. No diamond in the back. Diamond in the bezel. That would be the goal because see, y'all don't know something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. A presidential Rolex is not as expensive as most people think it is. The one that you see the rappers be having on when you seen them wearing them all the time is because all the diamonds that they had on the watch is what moved the price up. But a presidential Rolex with nothing on it, $10,000. No, not really. Man, there are watches that cost more than that. If I got $10,000 to buy a watch, that means my income is pretty good. Also, you got to be into watches to put that type of money. Like, this ain't something you buying because I want a nigga to see me with a Rolex on. You buying it because I like watches, and if you know about watches, that is one of the best finely made timepieces in the world. There are certain companies that make fine, I ain't talking about, we say watches, but when you really talking about somebody who got something going on, they say that's a finely made timepiece. You know what I'm saying? Companies like Breitling, and you know, you got companies like Invictus, Cartier, these people make nice timepieces. These watches gonna last, they well put together, they nice looking, and they gonna set you back a bit. I seen a watch in a magazine when I was in prison. It was a platinum watch. You wouldn't have known it. Had a brown leather strap, not a single solitary piece of diamonds on it. The watch was $35,000. Might have been 40 if my memory serves right. 40. You would have looked at that watch and thought that watch was probably about $1,500. That watch was like $40,000. Now, obviously, it be the time mechanism in the watch. It's the actual machinery in the watch. You know what I'm talking about? How it actually made. Now you looking at it, if you got $40,000 to spend on what? I mean, obviously you got at least $1 million to spend on a home. And at least $100,000 to spend on a vehicle. A lot of people sit back and look. I read an article in the magazine that they was like Bentleys are only marketed to people who make over $500,000 a year. You know what I'm talking about? Because those cars are actually made by hand. Like they don't take them cars and send them down the assembly line. They made now at this time because I think Ford done bought them now. But before they sold the company, the Ford Motor Company, these people made those cars by hand. This is fine craftsmanship. These people taking their time with this stuff. So somebody who buying this type of stuff, they know what they get. That's why I just go to tell you, and I ain't telling you to go spend $10,000 on no watch. But what I'm telling you, that's why I tell you, don't buy cheap stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Because you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. You can go ahead and spend a little money now, and it lasts, or you can be cheap, and when that breaks, then you got to pay another one, then you're going to buy another cheap version of the same thing you bought the first time, and you would end up spending the same amount of money, and you just would have went and bought something of better quality at the first. Yeah, good watches do keep their value. You're not going to get exactly back what you paid for, but you can get a little something for it. Like when you buy a Rolex, you're making an investment. You just not like, oh, I got a Rolex. No, a lot of people just want a Rolex because I like watches. I know about them. They're really nicely made. They're very beautiful timepieces, depending on which one you choose. I mean, hey, everybody like what they like. I like them. I've been liking them since I was a kid. First time I seen them, I didn't know how much they cost, but I'm like, that's a nice watch. Then somebody told me that's a Rolex. I said, what that mean? Costs a lot of money. I say, one day I'm gonna have me one. But I thank the Lord, man, it ain't happened when it happened. Cause boy, I'd have got that Benz that man, he cracked without, and I'd have made the police shoot me. Revelation 3 and 14. Man, you can't get no young nigga no money and he feel like, man, look here, man, I already don't like the police. Cause brother asked me earlier about the dude that they found hanging from Mississippi. I don't know the details on it, but like I say, brother said he went to Alcorn State and there wasn't no white people out that way. That's what they said they found him out by Alcorn State University. That's a black school. That's where Steve McNair went. He said it's very rare for you to see a Caucasian out that way. With 9 times out of 10, he could have been killed somewhere else and then they just dropped him off over there. Get you niggas in an uproar. While niggas in an uproar, teenagers getting shot down daily around these parts. Unto the angel of the synagogue of the Laodiceans write, these things say the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God, which means he that first ripe fruit, and he say he the faithful witness, which means the wounds of a friend are faithful. This man ever stand to make intercession for us by the wounds that he received. So what you think that mean about the kisses of the enemy are deceitful? Anybody? Huh? That's Judas. That's Judas. Because wasn't his kisses deceitful? So guess what that means? That was a fig. That's an evil fig. So evil I can't even touch. Back to Jeremiah chapter 11. Hold on. Romans chapter 11. Pardon me. We didn't finish that. But you see how you sit back, how he said, I moved them to emulation. I provoked them to imitate me. And I might be like the Son. I provoke y'all to emulate me so you can be like the Son, because that's who I'm imitating. Verse 15 of the 11th chapter of the epistle to the Romans. And for those of y'all that don't know, don't y'all be around here calling these man letters no scriptures, man. Some of y'all should know better than that. I know some of y'all still do it. He say, for if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be, but life from the dead? But if the first fruit be Kodesh, and we know Yahshua the first fruit, and he was Kodesh, and the lump is also Kodesh, and if the root be Kodesh, so are the branches. If some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree were grafted in amongst them, and would then partake of the root and the fatness of the olive tree. Because we just read about a good olive tree, right, that had good fruit, didn't it? But he said he kindled a fire on it and the branches were broken. He said, and the fatness of the olive tree boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bear not the root, but the root thee. Thou will say then, the branches were broken off, that I may be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou stand by faith. Be not high-minded in fear, but fear. For if God spared not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of God on them which fell. Severity, but toward thee goodness. If thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou shalt be cut off. Now he's sitting here, you got stupid niggas tell you that's about the northern kingdom. Say about no northern kingdom. This about a Gentile sitting back looking at. And if some of y'all know from seeing some of them Gentiles that be online, some of them have the nerve to boast against the people of the book. Niggas say, hold up. Niggas sit back like this here. You want to get nigger, you want to hit him with a nigger and be like, hold up, cracker. But then you have to catch yourself and be like, hold up, white boy. Who you take? Hold up. You know what I'm talking about? Because you get like that because you sit back looking at, hold on, this is my God. He gave a word to us. And we finna read that in a little bit, Lord will. He gave that to us. How you gonna tell me how to serve my God when you ain't have no God? Do y'all, I know some of y'all don't sit back and would understand how offensive that would be. That somebody who had no God is going to come tell you how to serve your God. Now, how that's going to work? But see, they ain't even provoking you to jealousy. They provoking you to slap fire from them. Because they come and tell you, you keeping the Sabbath wrong. You never had a Sabbath. How you say God, that's pagan. He ain't your God. He wouldn't even be your God if we wasn't stupid. How you gonna tell me that's not how you spell the Messiah's name? Hold on, buddy. Now we know this man came to reconcile everybody. But the man said he came to Israel first, and then when you come to tell him, well, who Israel is, they try to sweep it under the rug to make it seem like it don't matter. Zechariah 8:23. It ain't that big of a deal. We ain't got no problem with no Gentile getting the word. But that man said, you better not boast against the natural branches. You better not get cut off. He said, we bear you. You don't bear us. And there ain't nothing personal. That's why I tell y'all, man, I can't take no teacher for no white man about this book. I ain't going to no white man for no word. I got to see a Jew about that. I ain't going to no Arab about no word. You don't see no Muslim, you don't see no Arab come around here talking about, I need this white man to tell me how to keep Juma. For those of y'all that don't know, that's their Sabbath. They Sabbath on Friday. You know they actually call their assemblies just like we do. They make a little call for everybody to come. It sounds real funny when you hear them do it. It's a mosque right around the corner where I stay at. They be out there deep too. I think they celebrate New Year tonight. They sell. But that's what they call their Sabbath. They call their Sabbath Juma. They keep it on Friday. We keep the true Sabbath, and the Christians keep it on Sunday. I do a lot of Muslims. I used to deal with them niggas, man. I done kept Ramadan before. Man, them niggas was at Ramadan finna fight. You had 5% Muslims. I was in prison. Listen now. This how niggas think Muslims is, you think Christians fragmented. You got Shiite Muslims, Sunni Muslims, 5%ers. You know what I'm talking about? Nation of Islam, Orthodox Islam, Sufis. Them niggas be at Ramadan ready to box. Ain't none of the niggas in here. Ain't a raghead to be found nowhere. All these niggas serving a prophet that say it's all right to have sex with a lamb if a woman ain't around. So you go ahead and bust. You go, and marry 7-year-old girls, and you could consummate the marriage when they 9 or 10. Niggas say the little girl ain't even got no pubic hair yet. She ain't even have a menstrual cycle, and you trying to jump up and down in it, you nasty bastard. This the God they serve, though. Hold up, I don't even want to talk about what the people do with camels. I don't even want to know what they do with them. Because them niggas spend a lot of time with them camels. I don't know what they doing with them camels. I don't want to know what they doing with them camels. I just know they real close with them camels. I think they be doing like them white folk be doing. They be kissing them camels in the mouth. I never understood how them people be around there kissing dogs in the mouth. That was so nasty. You nasty nigga kissing that nigga licking you all in your face. You kissing him. How many of you niggas around here kiss a dog in the mouth? I watched my homeboy do that. He had a pit bull. That nigga kissed that dog right in the mouth. I said, really? I didn't even think black people did stuff like that. I was shocked. I was like amazed. Like, this nigga just kicked his dog in the mouth. That nigga bet that never passed a blunt to me. I'm straight. I wouldn't care. I ain't smoked in 3 days. I don't want to smoke that. But if you ever smoke weed, boy, you know how you feel when you ain't had no weed in a couple days, man. You be like, this here, boy. I really want to smoke me one, man, but that nigga kiss dogs in the mouth. Nigga sit back and look at it, he can lick booty, eat vagina and all. That nigga be like, pass that split. That nigga kiss that dog in the mouth. I'm straight. I'm straight. I don't want that. I'm straight. That nigga kiss dogs in the mouth. That's just not something you associate with black people. That's not a behavior you see all the time. I know niggas do it. And this nigga far from wanting to be a white boy. This nigga had a pet turtle. This nigga will walk around the apartment with a turtle. Come out, I'm walking my turtle. I say, man, that nigga here crazy, man. Grown man too. We wasn't just not grown man now. Just got out of prison. Zechariah 8:23. Then saith Yah of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all the languages of the nations, and even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you. Before we heard God with you. Now what I sit back looking at, and we know the skirt of that Jew, that's Yahshua. Because every time that lady wanted to get here, what she did, she grabbed the hem of his garment, didn't she? She said, I heard you the son of God, God with you. Now what I sit back looking like going holler at an Asian man, talking about tell me about my God. No, nigga. Oh, you can tell me about this butt naked nigga sitting in here in his drawer, nigga got a thong on. Big old fat nigga too. I'm telling you, man, some of y'all ain't got the people, man. I done had Caucasians block me on Facebook, man. Nigga going harder for our God than we is. Now how you gonna let some people, this ain't even their God, they going harder for your God than you do. But the thing is though, they ain't going hard for him in behavior though. All they going hard for him is New Moon Sabbath in his name. They ain't going hard for Hamashiach in the testimony of the scripture. Only in you spell his name like this. Don't say God, it's Elohim. You keep the Sabbath full, it's off the new moon. Show me where that's at, sir. Psalms 81. Please do better. Now sit back and think about that. How can somebody come? That'd be like some of y'all women stupid enough to let somebody come do that. That's like somebody coming telling you about your husband and you go for it when you supposed to know your husband better than anybody else know. How could an outside woman come tell you about your husband? Huh? How could an outside man come tell you about your wife? You got to sit back and look at that. Yahshua is our husband. How can an outside person come tell us about our husband and we don't know our husband well enough to know, nigga, get out my face, that ain't my husband. Huh? Oh, for real. Back to Jeremiah chapter 11. We're going to look at some of this wood too. I had to deal with this fruit because some of you niggas bearing bad fruit, man. Any of y'all ever went to the grocery store, bought some fruit, got it back to the house, seen it was spoiled? Happened to me a couple times.
Well, you a man.
Ain't got nothing to do with being no man. Sometimes it happens. And how you feel when you seen that fruit that was so bad you couldn't even eat? Now how you think the Lord feel when He's looking at you?
I bought a box of pies the other day.
Man, nobody need to hear you talking about them pies. Say that for later. This ain't the time to be talking about you buying no box of pies. You bad for entertaining her. You sat there with the entertainer. Back to verse 16 of Jeremiah chapter 11. That's when you see niggas finna say something like this here, that's when you supposed to turn your head and let it be known, I'm not listening to this nigga. Cause I ain't getting in trouble with you. Y'all know that look when you see your brother, if you got a sibling, and you see they get in trouble, you try to make sure you get your distance long ways away. Cause I'm letting it be known I ain't got nothing to do with this situation. I don't want that belt coming nowhere near me. Then some of these niggas like that little nigga right there want to sit back there and watch while his sibling getting a whooping. That's how he catch one. So you one of them niggas. Oh, they say, what you laughing for? Any of y'all ever seen that folk, your brother or sister get whooped, and you around there laughing, skinning and grinning, they say, oh, what you laughing for? Oh, you get something too. I'm one of them niggas too. Let me have some kids. I got 2, 3 of them, one of them around there ski. That nigga got me. Now you can cry with him. Straight up. Yeah, hold on. Now that it's on my mind too, I heard what you said about your little baby brother too, you little nigga. I'd have punch you upside your head talking about you always would see that nigga behind bars. What in God's name wrong with your mind, boy? That's a baby. Why would you want to see your baby brother in prison? What type of nigga is you? Boy, I'm talking about, boy, if I could get my leg up high enough, boy, I'll swift kick you upside your head. But luckily for you, I ain't that flexible. No, my leg ain't getting up that high and I ain't even finna try it. Ain't finna have me at the hospital talking about he got a hip pointer. Verse 16. Y'all call thy name a green olive tree, fair and a goodly fruit with the noise of atonement. He hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. For y'all host that planted thee have pronounced evil against thee for the evil of the house of Israel and the house of Judah, which they done against themselves, to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal, and y'all have given me knowledge of it, and I know it. Then thou show me their doings. But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter. I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof. Let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name may be no more remembered. What y'all think that could be talking about? I want to see who's sharp tonight. The nigga with the muffins in there. What you think that's talking about? That bad for business, son. Better come on from up out of there. What y'all think they're talking about? Well, who is this green olive tree that's fair with goodly fruit? Because he just told you it was a man. John chapter 15, verse 1. Y'all should already pick up on the thing. Woo-hoo. Hot time in the city. These niggas been wilding around here, man. I think they just found the police just murdered them a nigga, and I seen a nigga on my page say, that's a nigga stole my car a couple months back. Police gunned that nigga down. That's what a nigga get around here stealing cars. Nigga around here that stole a car by the cemetery out there off Helena Street. Out there in the bar. And you know, it seems like these niggas getting younger and younger. They talking about we got a gang problem in Jacksonville. I know Fat Boy said that. Man, I don't see it, man. Nigga ain't no Bloods and Crips around here, man. Ain't no gangster disciple and no vice lord like that. Nigga just be repping their neighborhood. Nigga just be in cliques. Man, Man, listen, man, I look at that stuff like them boys out there in Pearl, 10, 20 life, or like they try to do with the waterfront boys, or them niggas out there in Pickett, man. Just niggas in the neighborhood, man. Niggas just clicked up, or how they try to look at Grand Park, or them niggas just be repping their neighborhood. Man, you know how niggas do it down south, man. It's a neighborhood thing. No, they wilding like that out there in the street. I already know. I already know they're gonna implode. I know them 10, 20 life boys were dead serious about theirs. You see, that was them Pearl World boys though. And them niggas were ruthless. They were ruthless.
That's how games get started, bro.
Huh?
So that's how games get started. Start with neighborhood. Then some head nigga come. Hey man.
No, I mean,
get together.
now see, like they like with the niggas 10, 20, like they locked all them niggas up, got rid of all of them. They hit them niggas with some Rico stuff, got rid of all of them. But see, me and Fat Boy were round there. He was round there more than I was. When them niggas was at their peak, them niggas were killing. You know what I'm talking about? Then you had niggas like Blue and Smiley. Well, them niggas just said, man, niggas just be looting it. But what I seen what these niggas doing out here in the city, these 15, 16-year-old, 17-year-old jit, these niggas dumb as a box of rocks. These niggas just banging. They don't really know what they be doing. And they don't know these white folk got somewhere for you. And see, oh, I know it. But guess what though, Langston? But guess what though, Langston? It wasn't no different than when we was their age. Niggas was doing the same stupid stuff then. And the niggas was doing it in the 80s when they were our age in the late 90s. Cause see, a lot of niggas don't know, see, back in like 88, 89, 90, 91, man, these niggas were killing then just like they doing now. These niggas was crazy around here. And then they had a time period where it tapered off for a little bit. And then by 2002, it started swinging back up again because them niggas out east started acting a fool. You know what I'm talking about? That's when that nigga Suge and all them niggas had that get down or lay down. And they just were killing niggas, man. Niggas say, man, they killed this one nigga, I think with the name Bojack, man. That nigga had a Rolex on, all type of jewelry on, $10,000 cash in his pocket. Them niggas ain't take none of that. They just killed him. Because they wanted him out the way. That man had that work. They wanted him out the way. They killed him. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't about none of that. It's this nigga is stopping money, let's kill him. Like niggas think Get Down or Lay Down a movie or something. These niggas was living that in real life. And to actually be around the men who were perpetrating it and talking to them, like, and you sit back and you go to like, these niggas are sick. But see, that's what sin can permeate in your mind. One of Nicole's friends, one of the father of her children was murdered. You know what I'm talking about? And you sit back and look at it, everybody's sad, everybody like this here, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's unfortunate anybody died, but at the same time, it's the life he chose. You can't be a drug dealer or whoremonger and don't think that sin ain't gonna catch up with you. Man, don't you know the whole time nigga was in the street, nigga know this could be the day, boy. You don't come home. It could be the day nigga put a bullet in your head. You never be knowing how a nigga just be mad. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes it's a lot of people got up this morning and they got in a car accident and they died. They didn't know they were going to get in a wreck that morning. Majority of people on the day they died, they had no idea they were leaving here that day. I guarantee you, before that nigga blew that nigga brains out at that gas station, he had no idea he was leaving there that day. I'm for real though. He had no idea you finna leave here today. I tell y'all to tell y'all this here. If you know you don't know when you gonna leave here, and your life ain't but a vapor according to y'all's word, and if you believe it, That means you would be a lot more diligent in your labor and serving God, that if you leave here, when you wake up, you would meet him in peace. Come, I'm telling you, I ain't saying that to be funny, because that man had no idea when he said, man, I'm finna hit this gas station. And when he got to that gas station, he had no idea that a nigga was finna ride up on him and blow his brains out. He had no idea. Till that nigga up that fire. And then he seen his whole life flat for his eyes, and boom, it's over. See, some of y'all don't know what it's like to have somebody up some fire on you, or to see fire up on somebody. Boy, that's a horrible thing to see. You see a nigga up that fire like, boy, you finna shoot that nigga. It's even worse if you looking down the barrel of it. Nigga got a pistol on you. This man got your life in his hands. All he got to do is say, you know what? Pop. You out of here. Now you sit back and look at the Lord got your life in his hand. At any time, he can say, you know what? You out of here. You out of here. That man say, I'll show it to you in a minute. Hold on. John chapter 15, verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that bear not fruit, he take away. Every branch that bear fruit, he purges, that it might bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you, and as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye, except you abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abide in me, and I in him, the same bring forth much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. So when we come back to Jeremiah chapter 11, we see this green olive tree with fair and goodly fruit is Yahshua HaMashiach, now isn't it? So what is this noise of this great tumult? And what is this fire kindled? And what are these branches that are broken? And everybody answer at once. What's the fire? Yeah, he told you, Luke chapter 12, verse 49. So what's the noise of the great tumult? The noise of the great tumult was the people screaming, crucify him, crucify him. Y'all know what a tumult is, isn't it? That's some trouble. That's something going on. Luke 12 and 49. I keep saying John. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? And who remember where it say if that fire was already kindled? Who remember what that's written there? Did he tell you in Deuteronomy 32, you kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever? So when you see that a fire had already been kindled, that's the anger of Yah put on the sun. And then the next verse should let you know that, because in verse 17, he said, Yah of hosts that planted thee have pronounced the evil against thee. For the evil of the house of Judah and the house of Israel. For the sin they committed. It said, Yah said, I'm going to cut this tree off for the sin that they did. But these niggas tell you that can't nobody die for your sin, and Jeremiah telling you somebody dying for somebody's sin. Is that not what he's telling you? So you know what that tells me? And who are these branches that are broken off? The disciples. The disciples. They scattered from him, didn't they? They took the tree. When that atonement came, they said, we finna kill this nigga. This nigga like this here. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. Peter was like this here. Man, I don't know that man. I told you I don't know him. Say Peter went to cursing with it. Dropping curses on them and all in the name of Yah. May you be damned that I don't know that man. You know it's serious when nigga come. And guess what? That's how some of y'all do when y'all be kicking and screaming when somebody telling you something and you know that's right and you know you've been doing it and you kick and scream. Act just like Peter acted. I don't do that. That ain't me. And then some of y'all like to do this run. Nicole like to do this all the time. Then you like to run, go hide somewhere. I don't want to talk no more.
Somebody else like to do that.
So So I guess that's 3 for 3. So I guess that's a woman thing. Cause I know that nigga over there like to do it too. Y'all hang the phone right on up. And you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know what that tells me when you hang up and you don't want to talk about it? You know it's right. I'm telling you though, you know it's right. Why else would you do that? If somebody came and called me and told me I was a thief, and I know I ain't stole. And, you know what I'm saying? But when you go, nigga, you stole that, nigga, you lied on me. Yeah, you stole it. You stole it. Hey, you know, you might protest solemnly. I did not do that. I did not do that. But you're not going to be, it's only a few things you're going to get angry about somebody accuse you by, because you will let it be known, nigga, I don't want my name attached to that. What's one of them things you think somebody could accuse? I'm being serious. What's something you think you could accuse somebody of they don't want their name attached to? They going to go off if you say they did it. You better know it. Pedophilia and homosexuality, nigga gonna snap. Hold up, bro. Well, I'm lying about a lot of things now. On time, I'm sure. That'd be one of them instances, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean all the time if a nigga don't snap, but usually a man, you could accuse him of playing with little kids. Well, that nigga don't snap. But hey, well then you got, but what if you mess around and you run across a nigga like, so you been playing with children? Maybe I have. What? Niggas say, what? What's going on here? You got some niggas you can accuse them of playing with boys. Them niggas don't do nothing but this right here. So you have been playing with boys. So you are a boy lover. I tell you that because I'm sitting back knowing that, because we know we ain't dealing with something, because that's on the far left extreme. You know what I'm talking about? But I say that, tell you something, man. Somebody been done told you about yourself, man. You go to doing all that fighting, kicking, screaming, and hollering. You know you did it. You know that's you. You know you wrong. Why else would you do that? Why else would you do that? If you know that don't pertain to you, you'll be like, shoot. Nigga, I know you. That ain't the truth. Yeah, guilty conscience kick in. Because you know you're getting cut. You already know. You like to say, oh. You sound just like Oscar De La Hoya did when Bernard Hopkins hit him with that body blow to knock him out. Oh. Fall right on out. Y'all laughing. That man really said that when he hit him with that body blow. It was hilarious if you actually heard it. That nigga hit that nigga with that hook to the kidneys. Boom! That nigga De La Hoya said, oh, and crumpled. You know how serious that is for a nigga knock you out with a body blow? See y'all women, y'all don't want boxing. Nigga expect a knockout to the chin or a nice uppercut he ain't see coming. You know what I'm talking about? But a nigga been there worked your body and then came around and hit you with a shot to the kidneys, and your reaction is, oh, and your knees buckle like a nigga hit you in your chin, and you fall out like Glass Joe on Mike Tyson punch out. Nigga, shame for life. You just sitting there, that nigga knocked that nigga out with, nigga, that's why I love Bernard Hopkins, man. Ain't too many niggas knocking a nigga out with a body blow. Nigga, Mike Tyson knocked a nigga out before he got in the ring. Like, man, Mike Tyson say, see what I do, boy. He said, I would look at a nigga, I just follow him around the ring. He said, I just follow him around the ring. He said, as soon as that nigga take his eye off of me for that half a second, I know I got it.
That's just like it too.
Lost the fight. The only nigga who looked at it who ain't show that feel was Buck the Douglas. Buck the Douglas, I ain't scared of this nigga. Even though I believe they robbed that man of that fight though, but at the same time though, Buster Douglas wasn't scared of him. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize here, man. That's the same thing with Satan. See, y'all so scared of the devil. The devil ain't got no power. He only got power because you intimidated by him. You scared of him. Nigga can't really do nothing. You know what I'm talking about?
He did that.
Huh?
He did that.
Yeah, smooth transition. You know what I'm talking about? He really can't do nothing. But you already be intimidated. And it's also about some of the things y'all do in y'all life too. Situations, jobs, stuff. Y'all already be intimidated before you even do it. You done already lost. See, that's what Mike Tyson was saying. If I can intimidate you, you lost before the match even started. Y'all get in situations and circumstances in your life, you already defeated before you do it. There's no way you'll succeed. If you always say, oh, when you look at most people, I'll always be a sinner. We all sin come short of the glory. Can't nobody keep all that law but Jesus. We can never be perfect. You already defeated because you feel like you can't achieve this. But when you sit back and you look at anything in your life, man, if you got it in your mind you can do that, you can do it. There's nothing that none of y'all can't defeat if you be man or woman enough to look it in the face and deal with it and fight it. But see, y'all be just like when Mike Tyson stepped in the ring. Shoot, man. Mike said, I got him. And they say, I'm going to eat his children. He really did tell somebody that. It's a Greek saying, come from something though. That nigga come in there, man, nigga be scared. Man, they like this here, man. Just like what Kinky said in Friday, man. That nigga said, that nigga had me scared, though I held my own. That nigga ain't let him know he was scared. Nigga say, heart was like this here. I'm terrified. I can't let him know it. Man, I done had the police run up on me, man. I got so many rocks in my pocket, man. My heart beating a mile a minute. He won't know it, though. I said, boy, I got to get from body cracker. Boy, the cracker came in with these rocks, boy. I ain't got no money to be paying. And there's going to be a trafficking charge. I got 28 grams on me. But you can't never know that. Man, the police pulled us over one time, man. I'm sitting there, man. I'm talking about I got rocks in my shoe. I had some Nike Prestos on. I don't know if y'all know what them is, but they ain't got no shoestrings. You know what I'm talking about? They was real different type of shoe, man. I had a Tic Tac bottle, man. It was probably about a good 7-8 grams of crack in there. I got another one tucked off in here. I got weed all in here. I got all this stuff in here. Man, I'm like this here. I learned turn and look at that. I say, what happened, man? What the problem is? I couldn't see your tag. I said, you couldn't see the tag? It's a paper tag. It's brand new. What you mean you can't see? My homeboy terrified. We just smoked the joint. He trying to smoke a black. He nervous. He shaking. I'm like, nigga, what you shaking for? You ain't got no dope. That nigga dead. Now my other homeboy sitting there. He ain't got no dope. All these niggas nervous and scared. I'm the only nigga got crack in here. And you niggas scared. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Man, I sat back and cool, calm, and collect. I said, sir, my life is good. Here you go. I smell marijuana. I said, you smell that black and mild they smoke. That's what you smell. Now please, sir, you're holding me up, man. We're trying to go play Madden. Straight up. Man, left alone. We went by all the way. You know what I'm saying? I can't let him know I'm nervous though. Nigga, I got a lot of crack on me.
Yeah, boy, you been a heck of a cat you hang out with.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I told y'all about the time, one time, man, no lie, man. This no exaggeration. I literally probably had about an eight for hard in the car. I had about 4.5 ounces of crack in the car. Sitting in the telephone box. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I'm waiting on my homeboy Choke to come out the store, take him to the house. I got about a good ounce of weed on me too, but that's all personal. That's for burning. I got another nigga in the back seat. The crack is sitting right here in the cutlet, right here in the center. Police walk up on it to my, what y'all sitting down here for? I said, man, I'm waiting on my homeboy, man. I had already had in my mind, I got all these rocks in the car. If this cracker made and move, I already ironed the concrete wall right here. Cause I'm finna jump it, get that fence that's right there, and shoot to my homeboy house who stay about 2 streets over. Then I'm gonna be like, man, somebody stole my car. I don't know where that crack came from. Cause I wasn't in. This nigga's nervous and scared. I'm already plotting my escape. Well, I'm not going to prison. You niggas can sit here with the dope if you want to. I'm out of here. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. That's all I was sitting there thinking in my mind. Man, look at this cracker flip. Man, I might need it cracking it growing. I'm out of here. Man, thank the Lord though, man. They ain't go down like that. No, I'm serious though, because I went down because Chalk came out the door at the same time. And say, no, man, that's my brother, that's my people. They waiting to take me home. And he knew that that was his mama's store and he worked there. Even when you sit, you got to say, man, the Lord can spare you for stuff even when you doing wrong for stuff that he had prepared for you to do later. That you ain't even had no idea was coming. Because it's 2001. The word don't come to me till 8 years later. Ain't no telling what direction my life would have been in. This nigga don't come out that door. Nigga, 4.5 followers of Christ, man, mess around the feds feeling foggy, man, nigga could get a 10-year minimum mandatory. So we go ahead hit that nigga with a Fed case, get him out of here for 10. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I would have got out in 2011. Don't y'all know, man, we had them started rolling doing this thing by the time 2011 rolled around? We were preaching right out there in San Marco. Niggas still been in prison looking stupid. Golly, I should have ran. You know what I'm saying? When you get jammed up and you be sitting there, that's all you be thinking about. Man, I should have did this right here. That cracker wouldn't have caught me. Get what though? But that's how y'all niggas be moving with some of the junk you be doing, thinking the Lord ain't gonna catch you. Get what? You can't run away from him though. See, I didn't bring that mentality with me with the word, if I just run, I can get away with it. I said, I can't get away with it. I gotta stop doing it. That's how y'all look at stuff. I can get away with it. You're not getting away with it. Since a sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, it's privily in the hearts of sons of men to do evil. So you feel like a God don't bust you upside your dome right then, you think you can do it. Because you haven't cleansed yourself from all filthiness of the flesh and the spirit. You haven't perfect codestness in the fear of God, and that's why you do the stuff that you do. You that bag of figs that's so evil can't nobody touch it. Look at verse 17, 19 again. Now look what he said right here. I was like a lamb or ox that were brought to the slaughter. I knew not that it devised devices against me. Let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof. Let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name may not be remembered. Now the verse before that, 18, he said, Yah has given me knowledge of it, and I know it. Thou showed me their doing. So let's look at John 13. He said, you gave me the knowledge, 13 and 1. I know what they gonna do. At the same time, they plotting behind my back, take me out of here, taking me like a lamb or ox to the slaughter. A lamb or ox to the slaughter. And what did John the Baptist call Yahshua when he seen him? What he said about him when he seen him? He said, behold, the Lamb of God. But these stupid niggas talking about, you wasn't no lamb, he was a man. That was a human sacrifice. You are a human idiot. Why would he see a man and say, this is the Lamb of God that take away the sin of the world? Because every time you look at a sacrifice, the man asks for a lamb without blemish. Almost every single time. Every sin offering, every burnt offering, every continual offering, Passover offering, give me a lamb, no blemish. And he see a man walking, he don't say, there goes that man sacrifice. That man said, there go the Lamb of God. Take away the sin of the world. And now you see Jeremiah saying, they say, let us take the good tree, let us cut him off, so his name won't be remembered. I'm delivered like a lamb or an ox to the slaughter, after Israel and Judah have provoked me to anger, and I kindled a fire and broke off the branches. They can't see the suffering of God in that. They think that's a story about a tree. That's how that go to show you how shut off people be from God's word. That they think that's a story about a tree. How many of y'all ever read Jeremiah chapter 11 for tonight and remember that you read it? Anybody? You read it? But when you heard it today, you really thought that was about a tree. They think that's about a tree. Let them tell it. That's King David. John 13 and 1. That's King David, y'all. He said King David gonna resurrect from the dead. He gonna save us. King David got a lot of work to do. If he got to die, he already dead. He got to resurrect from the dead, then go to heaven, come back with the saints, come back with the angels, with the host, and then put his feet back on the Mount of Olives. That's a lot of work David got to do. I sure don't want to miss that. He got to raise from the dead, go back to heaven, and come back. Okay. Now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahshua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own, which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Yeshua, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hand and that he would come from God and went to God. So he had knowledge of it. Did he tell his disciples, one of y'all here shall betray me? Well, let's look at verse 21 and let's just see where he told them that. When Yeshua had thus said, he was troubled in spirit and testified and said, truly, truly, I say unto you that one of you shall betray me. Then the disciples looked on one another, doubting of whom he spake. See, some of y'all go to look at one another when he sit back to them. Y'all betray the man every day with your behavior. Now you sit and think on that one. You said, let's say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. You know what I'm talking about? Because this man said he knew all things. I had knowledge of it. So did he not have knowledge of what Judas was going to do? Look at Matthew 26. Let's see if he had knowledge of them coming to get it. Or 27, I should say. Well, it is 26. Let's see what he told his disciples when they broke the branches off. We just seen how the fire was kindled. It was the anger and wrath y'all had to Israel. He got to take it out on him. 26 and 51. And behold, one of them which were with Yahshua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and stroke a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. Then said Yahshua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Think thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled that it must be? He had to let him know the book got to be fulfilled. I got knowledge of everything that's going to happen to me. I know they're going to kill me. I know what they're going to do to me. I know who's going to turn on me. I know all of this. I got knowledge of it. But they said, let's grab this man like an ox to the slaughter that his name might not be remembered. They wanted to blot his name out from under heaven. They thought if we kill him, we can get rid of him. Jeremiah 25. Then we'll look at something with the land. Because I seen the brother arguing with somebody about the wood and how this man couldn't be no altar. And that just be niggas talking. It's 24, Jeremiah. Pardon me, it's not 25. I got to say 25 for another day. That's something totally different. So we stopped in verse 3. Verse 2, actually. One basket had very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe. And the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad. Then said Yah unto me, what see thou, Jeremiah? And I said, figs, the good figs, very good, and the evil, very evil, that cannot be eaten, because they are so evil. And again the word of Yah came unto me, saying, thus saith Yah, the God of Israel, like these good figs, so will I acknowledge them that are carried away captive of Judah, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of Chaldeans for their good. For I will set my eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them up, and will not pull them down, and I will plant them, and not pluck them up. And I will give them a heart to know me, that I am Yah, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God, for they shall return to me with the whole heart. So this man said these good figs are the ones that I will acknowledge. He said, I carried away captive of Judah. Let's look at some of what Paul said. I think in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 1. Let me make sure. No, it ain't chapter 3. Let me make sure it's 1. I know what he said, but we want to sit back and look at it. If he telling you he's carrying away captive, what would you be if you being carried away captive? You're a prisoner. And what's another word for prisoner? Huh? You a slave. And what did Paul call himself when he told them something? I'm sorry, it's Ephesians 3 and 1 to what I wanted. He said, I will carry you away captive for your good. And he said, I will give you a heart to know me, and I'll be your God. You'll be my people. Look what Paul called himself. He said, for this cause, I, Paul, the prisoner of Yahshua HaMashiach for you Gentiles. If you have heard the dispensation of the grace of God, which is given me to you, ward, How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote afore in few words, whereby when you read you may understand my knowledge in the mystery of Hamashiach, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, as it is now revealed unto his Kodesh prophets his Kodesh apostles and prophets by the Spirit, that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs of the same body and partakers of his promise in the Messiah by the gospel. Wherefore I was made a minister according to the gift of the grace of God given unto me by the effectual working of his power. So Paul is sitting back telling you, I was made a prisoner of the Lord. So if he was made a prisoner of the Lord, that means he gave him a heart to know him. Ain't that what he just told you right here? Is that what he just told you? You reckon? Did you just say you reckon? Huh? I don't understand nothing you just said. Sound like you chewing bubblegum. Now when we look in Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 7, that's what we got to look like. See, in Zechariah chapter 9, he said, ye prisoners of hope, which means you prisoners of faith. Because if you were a prisoner, then you've been taken captive. He said that the people who were taken captive of Judah, he did it for their good, so he could give them a heart to know him, that he could be their God, and we could be his people. He said it's for the good things. Those who've been born of God who don't commit sin. 8 and 8. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the day comes, saith Yah, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, I regarded them not, saith Yah. But this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yah. I will put my laws into their mind, I will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. You know what this is? That's that everlasting righteousness we read about in Daniel. Remember he said to seal up the vision and the prophecy? Ain't that what Paul had just told us in Ephesians 3? That it wasn't made known to the sons of men in different eras, but it's been revealed unto his Kodesh apostles and prophets by his Spirit at this time. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yah, for they shall all know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. And that he saith, a new covenant have he made, the first old, now that which decay and wax old is ready to vanish away. So we sit back and look at it. We've been carried away captive by sin, taken over here by this strange land, amongst this strange people. And while we've been over here being made captive, this man has made himself known. That we sit back and look at what we've been going through over here, because open rebuke is better than secret love, right? He openly rebuked us over here in the land of our captivity, so that we might know him for our good, that he might give us a heart, that we might know him and become the sons of God. He said, he that overcometh, I be his father, and he'll be my son, and he shall inherit all things. 1 John chapter 2. Y'all cool? Y'all alright? Start rounding it down. Hereby we do know him, if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keep not a commandment, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keep his word, in him truly is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. He that saith he abide in him, ought himself also to walk, even as he walked. And then we read how Paul say, I provoke by emulation, that I might save some. And Yahshua said, the disciple's not above his master, everyone that perfect be as his master, and as I see the Father do, even I do. So is he not telling us, he provoking us to emulation that we could be saved? Look at something that Paul wrote to Timothy in 1 Timothy chapter 4. It's a clown nigga, I know this is his favorite epistle to read, though he don't follow it. 1 Timothy 4, make it 14. He don't follow it. These niggas around here talking about penises, cussing each other out and all this here. These niggas around here mourning for Dr. Ben Yosef Ben Yarkanin, but you around here mourning for a sinner for. Somebody tell me, how could you say Dr. Ben going to hell? A dude really said that Dr. Ben was headed to the lake of fire. I don't see why a nigga get mad. They believe this book. Yeah, Dr. Ben going to hell. What's the problem? Because you know you going and you don't want me to say that out loud because you know you going? Nigga, what I care about a sinner dying for? Why would I be shedding a tear? Nigga say we mourning 40 days for Dr. Ben. For what? Nigga say if I'm going to mourn for anything, it's going to be for this food I'm finna smash. Or this barbell. I'm finna crash. I'm going to mourn for that. I ain't mourning for no sinner. Makes no sense. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Hold what you got to look at Psalm chapter 1. That man say you need to meditate wholly on these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting might appear to all. So the gain that you might get from meditating wholly on these things and giving yourself wholly to it. The reason why a lot of y'all can't bear forth the fruit of righteousness because you don't give yourself wholly over to the word. Psalms 1 and 2. I guess we'll look at verse 1. He say, blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yah, and in his law he doth meditate day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bring forth his fruit in his season. His leaf shall also not wither. Whatsoever he do shall prosper. And you know that's the Messiah, because you look in Revelation chapter 22 and verse 1, it tell you about a tree that's by a river. Because they're talking about a tree of life. So don't you know if you meditate on this man's law day and night, meaning the Son, because he was the law made flesh, that you would give yourself wholly to him because you would give yourself over to him? As we read last week in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, if we done judge that one man died for us all, then we judge that we all die. Because you done gave yourself wholly over to him. If you haven't gave yourself wholly over to him, then how would you be able to bring forth fruit? See, some of y'all, you just like what we read on Wednesday about Ananias and Sapphira, you keeping back part of the price. See, you give 65% of yourself to him, you won't give 100. Or you say, no, you'll feel this week, I give him 85%. Then one week you might feel like, shoot, I give him the whole 100. Then the week after that, I give him 25. But if you give yourself wholly over unto him, then you can get the gain that you're seeking when you meditate. Man, I can remember. And I still be like this here. It's not like it was then, because we just at a different state. But man, when I first started dealing with this thing, man, I would literally go to sleep, and the word in this man would be on my mind. And when I woke up, it'd be the same exact thing on my mind. That's the only thing that was cycling in my mind every day for months. I would wake up, don't even want no breakfast. I didn't want to read the book. I mean, obviously he was telling me to do it, but at the same time I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? It could be 9 o'clock at night. Little Muffin though, she'll come in that next thing, you know, it'd be 12, 1 o'clock. I'm still going. Ain't even realized it. I ain't talking about just aimlessly reading either. Oh, I'm just reading just to read. You know what I'm saying? I was reading with a purpose. See, a lot of y'all do stuff and you do it, you don't have no purpose in what you're doing. So you be like, I'm going to watch a video, I'm going to do some reading. But there's no purpose in what you're doing. You just doing it just to say that you did it. You're not doing it because you're trying to meditate in this man's word and give yourself wholly unto it. That it activate and it take forth to you that you get the gain and profit that the word should manifest, which is having a heart to know God. Come on back to 1 Timothy chapter 4. Don't you think if you sat back and you meditated on this thing and gave yourself wholly unto it, that everybody would see that you gave your heart to God? It would be made readily manifest. Because the works that your father do, you would do, which would mean what Yahshua did. Because you would be begat of him, because you would be like a first fruit of his creatures. I wanted to look at 1 Kings 18. I don't think it's going to be able to work. I don't think it'll fit. Verse 16, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. When we look at what Yahshua told the disciples, he told the disciples, take heed to the doctrine of the leaven of the scribes and the Pharisees. The doctrine was hypocrisy. When he first told them that, they thought he was talking about bread. He said, what make you reason in your heart I'm talking about bread? He said, you don't remember when we were with the multitude, how many we fed, when the 5,000 and the 7,000? He said, what make you think I'm talking to you about some bread? Don't you see that's him talking rough to them? Now y'all sit there, because you got people, not my Jesus. Jesus wouldn't talk to them. But sit back and put yourself in his shoes. Y'all been walking with me for a long time. I tell you to take heed of the leaven of the scribes and Pharisees, and you look at me talking about why? Because we ain't got enough bread. What is that? Luke chapter 12. It might not be Luke chapter 12. Now you sit back and think about that. Now you don't think that man would snap about that? Because that's got to be an utterly stupid thing to say out your mouth. What in God's name make you think I'm talking about some bread? I'm not talking to you about, it ain't Luke chapter 12. I ain't talking to you about no bread. But this is what they asked him about when he told them, beware of the leaven of the scribes and Pharisees. And they were reasoning in their heart that he was talking about some bread. Mark chapter 8 and verse 14. Stomach just belch. Ain't that something? I don't think they're supposed to do that. They're supposed to do something like that. I know you the poop expert. He said, now the disciples had forgotten to take bread, neither had they in the ship with them more than one loaf. And he charged them, saying, take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod. So not only was he telling you to beware of the Pharisees, he was telling you, watch these Gentiles too. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, is it because we have no bread? And when Yahshua knew it, he said unto them, why reason ye because you have no bread? Perceive ye not yet, neither understand? Have you your heart yet hardened? This man said, nigga, what's wrong with you? You niggas dumb or what? To sit back and just break it down, he said, are you hardened? Are you stupid too? Look what else he told them. He said, having eyes, see ye not? Having ears, hear ye not? Do you not remember? When I break the 5 loaves among the 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments took ye up? They say unto him 12. And when the 7 among 4,000, how many baskets full of fragments took you up? They said 7. He said unto them, how is it that you do not understand? So when he told them that, and they came back and said, shoot, you know what they were doing? 1 Corinthians 3 and 1. This is what they were doing. There was some of y'all problem here. He said that they went to thinking he talking about some bread. Say, nigga, what make you think I'm talking to you about some bread? And he snapped. When you say he snapped, I snap too. And sometimes y'all wonder, I snap on y'all, you wonder why I snap. Because nigga, you supposed to know better. He sat back and said, you got eyes, nigga, you can't see. You got ears, you can't hear. He said, you don't remember? He had to break it down to him. Remember that time we did that with that? How much bread you took, man? Remember that other time? How much bread you took? He said, you don't understand? What's wrong with you? First Corinthians 3 and 1. He said, and I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach. That's what they were sitting back showing themselves that they were babies and they were carnal, because they were thinking the man was talking about bread. He was looking at that point, y'all should have known better than this. And then some of y'all wonder why I snap on y'all. Because you supposed to know better. Is your heart hard? Are you retarded? Can you not see? Are you deaf? Are you stupid? What's the problem? And y'all sit back and look at me, why you gonna talk to me like that? Because you showing me you stupid. And you have no rhyme and reason and excuse to be stupid. None. I can see if you didn't know. When you know, that means you ain't paying, that means get what? You haven't given yourself wholly. You haven't meditated in the word. Therefore, you don't have a heart to know the man. Because he said it was the purpose of him taking you captive of Judah. This man on Yahshua done came and said, I'm going to make you my prisoner, my slave. It is for your good. So you could be that good fruit. He said it's only for the good fruit to make them my slave. You're for the good fruit. Y'all want to see what's going to deal with the bad fruit? Let me show y'all 1 Kings 18 because it keep ringing in my mind. And then we get on that. We'll deal with all the wood another time. I thought I could fit both of them in, but we can't fit both of them in. It wasn't the Lord's will. 1 Kings 8 and 27. It wasn't the Lord's will to fit both of the things in with the wood. But since we dealt with the fire being kindled, I guess we can work it in that way. Everybody all right? I ain't going to hold y'all much longer. It's about 10:45. 1 Kings 18:34. 18:27. Okay, come on now. We got to roll now. I get on out of here. I got to urinate. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or is he pursuing, or is he in a journey? Peradventure he sleep and must be awake. And they cried loud and cut themselves after their manner with the knives and lancelets till blood gushed out upon them. What y'all think they're talking about? Said he mocked them at noontime and said, why don't you cry out loud? And then he turned around and said, and when they cried out loud, they cut themselves after their manner till blood came out. Well, let's look and see what happened at noontime in Matthew 27. Let's see if the people turned around and did Yahshua like Elijah did the prophets of Baal. Matthew 27, about 39. You sit back and look, man, Yahshua wasn't no false prophet like the people of Baal. But then you don't sit back and look at, they was a similitude of what happened to him. And they passed by and reviled and wagged their heads and saying, thou that destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, say thyself, if thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. And likewise also the chief priests mocking him, with the scribes and elders said, he saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the king of Israel, let him come down from the cross and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. Sound like to me, just like when Elijah was mocking the prophet, saying that somebody, is he a God? Is he talking? Is he journeying? Is he sleeping? Why won't he come help you? Then it say from the sixth, then he say the thieves also which crucified with him cut the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. Then he say, cry aloud. And about the 9th hour Yahshua cried with a loud voice saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, thou hast forsaken me. And then they take a big old spear and hit that man till his blood gushed out. But you know, we just reaching. You know, we just trying to mangle that New Testament to make it fit our Messiah. That's what they tell us. That's what they tell us. So let's look at verse 29. And it came to pass when the midday was past. So when noontime was past. And they prophesied unto the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. Yahshua ended up going in the grave at the time of the evening sacrifice, and there was no voice, and there was nobody who regarded. He was forsaken. The tree cut down of the goodly fruit, because a fire was kindled. A fire was kindled. Let's see what else. And Elijah said unto the people, unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of Yah that were broken down. Told all the people, come up unto me. I'm going to repair the altar of Yah that were broken down. I want y'all to look at something else. Nah, I'm going to say it. Somebody tried me with this verse here, made a fool out of himself. How could he sit back and say, repair the altar of y'all that were broken down? Don't y'all remember in Amos chapter 9, where he said, I will rebuild the tabernacles of David and repair the breaches? So when he said he's going to rebuild the altar of y'all that were broken down, he told all the people, come near. Come near. 1 Corinthians 15 again. See, these people are always talking about this New Testament false and all this stuff false, and y'all actually just don't really believe this, yeah? 1 Corinthians 15 and 1. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which also you have received, and wherein ye stand, but which also ye are saved, if you keep in memory. So that means you will be meditating on it day and night. You be giving yourself wholly unto it. What I preached unto you, unless you believed in vain. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Messiah died for our sins according to the scriptures, and he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the scriptures. So guess what that means? We see Elijah rebuilding the altar that were broken down. We see the Father rebuilding the altar that were broken down. Come on back to Keys. Let's look what happens when he told the people to come near unto him in verse 31. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the numbers of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of Yah came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. Did I tell you? The book just say the word of God came unto Jacob. So how am I going to let a Gentile come tell me about my God? The word of Yah didn't come to you. So guess what? Ain't no Arab, ain't no African, ain't no white man, ain't no Asian, ain't no Polynesian, Pacific Islander. None of you niggas gonna come tell me about my God. Now a black man, a Jew, he come tell me anything he want to tell me. I don't mean like, because you know some of these niggas stupid. You know what I'm talking about? But you know what I'm talking about. At least I'll hear you out. I know the word of God came unto you. That's why Paul say, what advantage hath the Jew? Chiefly in every way. Because the oracles of God were committed unto them. God ain't gave none of these people no... Dudes get offended when you tell them that. I'm not sitting down in front of no white man hearing no word. Take it how you want to take it. Ain't nothing personal. He didn't get no word. I revealed my word unto Jacob and my statutes of judgment to Israel, as for any other nation they have not known them. He told us in Psalms, declare my glory and my judgments in front of the heathen. So how the heathen gonna come back and declare unto me, son? He told me to tell you. That's why he told the olive, he told the wild branch, don't you round here boast against the root. The root bear thee, you don't bear the root, but watch your mouth. Verse 32, and the stones, with the stones he built an altar in the name of Yah, and made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. 1 Peter chapter 2, because he said he made an altar with these 12 stones. You should know who these 12 stones is. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 4. Let me get ready to dip. Didn't had enough. We got a lot, man. We got to go again tomorrow 2 o'clock. Then I'll see you again at 8. To whom coming also as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of God and precious, ye also lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a Kodesh priesthood, to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Yahshua HaMashiach. And you see Elijah now flipping representative of Yahshua, taking 12 stones, building them up, making an altar to make sacrifices that God would take. Because we know in Ephesians chapter, what that is, chapter 2, where Paul said that they built, the Gentiles are built upon the foundation and the stones, which is the apostles. Do you not see Elijah taking 12 stones to make an altar where a sacrifice can be made and God will take it? Come on back to King. How they missed that one? Absolutely. Well, let's look what happened here in verse 33. And he put the wood in order and cut the bullock in pieces and laid him on the wood and said, fill 4 barrels with water and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time, and they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time, and they did it the third time. And the water ran around about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Yah Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Yah, hear me, that this people may know that thou art Yah, and thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of Yah fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice and the wood and the stones and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they say, Yah, he is the God. Yah, he is the God. So look at, sit back and look at something. They took some wood and took the bullock when we already, because you know what a bullock is, right? That's the same as an ox animal. Same animal, right? Same family, right? Then we read in Jeremiah, he said it'll be like a lamb or ox to the slaughter. And he said they took this ox that was for the slaughter and laid him on some wood. And then fire that was kindled, because the fire and the kindle in his anger already been kindled, took it and not only hit that, but it also hit the stones. Now who remembers what that got to do with the stones getting burnt up with fire? We just looked at it last week. Who else had everything they had got burnt up with some fire? Achan. Because remember what he told, we read on Wednesday, what he told his disciples? Well, what John the Baptist told him, you'll be baptized with fire in the Ruach HaKodesh. That's why Peter said, First Peter chapter 1, that's why he said the trial of your faith more precious than gold, though tried by fire. It's to make you purified so you can be that fruit in that basket, them good figs that have been taken captive. So that I can make you so like you would know your God, I give you a heart to know him. Because you didn't sit back and realize that it said when this sacrifice was made, it was to turn the people's heart back. The same way it was that these figs were taken captive so he could give them a heart to know him so that they could be turned back to God. But they don't understand that. They can't see that. We have to sit back and know and understand this whole man purpose would do to bring us back. Then we read already in Daniel, it's all coming back full circle. We already read in Daniel, he came to make reconciliation, right? We're looking at this sacrifice with these 12 stones and this water and this bullock on this wood was to turn the people back to make reconciliation. 1 Peter 1 and 6. Well, yeah, 6 is good. Make it 5. Make it 3. Blessed be God and the Father of our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahshua HaMashiach from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, that fade not away, reserved in heaven for you, who are kept by the power of God through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. Wherein you greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness by manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being more precious than gold, of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahshua HaMashiach. When it sat back in this fire, burnt up this sacrifice, God got the glory. We sit back and look at it, if we take on the same similitude of this sacrifice, God gonna get the glory, we're gonna be purged. But see, when we come back to look at 1 Kings chapter 18, it was something else that happened. That it said when this came to pass at this evening sacrifice, that it would be known that there was a God in Israel, and that Elijah was his servant, and that he did all these things at his word, and that the people might know that he was God, and that their hearts might be turned by it. Well, let's look at Matthew 27 and sit back and see if somebody sat back and realized that there was a God in Israel, and that Yahshua was his servant, and that everything he said was what was written. See, this is what your faith's supposed to be based on. Not off on no nonsense. Verse 54. Make it 50. Not this stuff these people be talking about, oh, y'all got a blind faith. Y'all just... No. When Yahshua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost, and behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from top to the bottom. The earth did quake, and the rocks rent, and the grave were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the Kodesh city, and appeared unto many. Now that when the centurion that were with him, watching Yahshua, saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, truly this was the Son of God. If this man bear witness he the Son of God, has he not bear witness there's a God in Israel? And if he bear witness that there's a God in Israel, did he not bear witness that Yahshua was his servant? Unfortunately, that didn't turn the people's heart back right then. When was the people's hearts turned back? When was their heart turned back right? Huh? It was turned back on Pentecost. When Peter went back and rehashed what happened to him. And 3,000 people's hearts were turned back. And they acknowledged that there was a God in Israel. And that Yahshua was his servant. We had to sit back and acknowledge and know that, because you know if the fire coming down from heaven, that make him a burnt offering, mixing it with the trial by fire. And not only him, but the disciples too. So then we had to sit back and look at that. This man went through all of this. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 18. This man went through all of this to bring us back. Then we'll look at them evil figs, which are so evil that can't be touched. I think the lady said they're going to have Wi-Fi in there, so hopefully we'll be able to initialize, but we might need you to turn your thing into the hotspot. Because on Passover, hopefully the phone, you might use somebody else's phone, got a good speakerphone. I'm going to put somebody to work. Because somebody going to read. I'm going to put somebody to work. You want to work? Why you don't want to work? I'm saying, man, you don't want to read? Huh? What reading got to do with butts? I just sounded like it's like, what for you? I'm like, what is butts for you? What I got to do with anything? That's why I said, well, I don't know what you said. If that's what you want to think. Now, I could put these people out here and tell them what you did over here, but I'm not going to do you like that. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, nor did they hear you. They didn't even hear you. They didn't even see it. And you sound like you're proud of yourself. 2 Corinthians 5 and 18. And all these things are of God, who have reconciled us to himself by Yahshua HaMashiach, and have given us the ministry of reconciliation. To wit, that God was in Mashiach, reconciling the world unto himself, not imputing their trespasses unto them, and have committed unto us the word of reconciliation. Now then, we the ambassadors of the Messiah, as though God did beseech you by us, we pray you in the Messiah's stead, be ye reconciled to God. Now let's see if Elijah beseeched the people to come back to God as if he was standing in God's stead in 1 Kings 18. And the son, they just thought that was a story about Elijah just messing with Baal prophets, messing with Jezebel. Verse 20 of the 18th chapter of the book of 1 Kings. So Ahab, son unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Carmel. And Elijah came unto the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If Yah be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. So how long y'all going between two different opinions? If y'all God, follow him. If you love sin, stay with Satan. How y'all going to be different between two opinions? Because it sounds like to me that Elijah was beseeching the people in God's place that they ought to come back to him, didn't it? Be reconciled back to your God. Then you see a sacrifice go down where he take 12 stones and they get burnt with the fire to turn the people's heart back to God. Which is the same reason why he say the figs in the good figs in this basket, they're going to be taken captive of Judah. And they're going to be led away, but it's going to be for their good, because I'm going to give them a heart to know me. And we see that Yahshua's sacrifice was to do what? To give us a heart to know God, to bring in that new covenant, to seal up that everlasting righteousness, that his law might be in your heart. That you would no longer say, know Yah, because you would all know me from the least to the greatest. I forgive your sins. You wouldn't do the stuff you do no more. Because my word would be in you because you gave yourself wholly over to it and you meditated in it. Jeremiah 24. It's amazing this man's sacrifice be everywhere, but they don't want to believe it. But like we told you a couple weeks ago, it's a vexation for them to even understand the report. For some of y'all, you're sitting here and it's a vexation for you to understand it. Like the Lord told the disciples, is your heart hardened? Do you not have eyes to see? What the problem is? Verse 8 of the 24th chapter of the book of Jeremiah. And as the evil figs which cannot be eaten, they are so evil. Surely thus saith Yah, so will I give Zechariah the king of Judah and his princes and the residue of Jerusalem that remain in this land, and them that dwell in the land of Egypt. I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth for their hurt, to be a reproach, and a proverb, a taunt, and a curse, and all places whither I shall drive them. And listen what he told them he'll do. I will send the sword, the famine, the pestilence among them, till they be consumed all from off the land that I gave unto them and to their fathers. So let's sit back and see how he put a sword and disease on them in the book of Revelation. Revelation 9. I lost my page. Revelation 9. Let's look at about verse 17. 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. I heard a number of them, and I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, jacktemp and brimstone, and the head of the horses was as the head of lions. Out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. But these three were the third part of men killed by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which is out of their mouths. For their power was in their mouth and in their tails, for the tails were like unto serpents, and they had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, for they should not worship devils, and idols of gold, and silver, and brass, and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither they repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. This man just sat back and put a disease on these people's something serious. We also know the plague where he put on boils on them, where these men just plagued. He said men would pray for death and death would flee from them. It would flee from them. He said, I got to get you niggas out of here. Y'all know what that sword is. Verse 15 of the 19th chapter of the book of Revelation. Then Matthew 5:17, man, we call it now. And out of his mouth go a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and that he should rule them with a rod of iron, and tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. And he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Because you know, pestilence is disease. You know, if he put all them plagues on them people, that's them diseases, then. He said he would dry up the sea that it wouldn't be no food. You already know he's going to put a famine in the land. And he's going to put him a sword till I kill all you niggas. And I get you out of here. Because you so evil. Hebrews chapter 6. That I can't even touch you. He said, ooh, they so evil. Hebrews 6 and 7. That's something to think about right there, ain't it? Hebrews 6 and 7. That's something to think about right now. That's your life, ain't it? Which basket you gonna do? For the earth drink in the rain that come off upon it, and bring forth herbs, meat for them by whom it is dressed, receiving blessing from God. But that which bear thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing. Because he said there would be a reproach, was a dishonor, a taunt, and a curse, and a proverb, a lesson. And you know the curse is death. He said, depart from me, you workers of iniquity, in the everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. Cursed is he that obey not the words of this covenant. For that which bear thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. But, beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and the things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak. We persuaded that you would be of that good basket, but the choice is yours. Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill. For truly I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. For whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Praise ye Yah for Yahshua HaMashiach our Lord. Y'all understood all this stuff this evening? Thank the Lord.